In this video, I'm going to talk about one of the biggest mistakes that I see people making when they're making their elixirs, when they're making their drinks, whether that's for themselves at home or whether that's in a retail environment that they're selling to people, for generally really high costs and really high prices. So the biggest mistake is really just overkill on ingredients and overkill on flavor, meaning too many ingredients, too broad of a focus, which usually causes indigestion, gas, bloating, tiredness, headaches, diarrhea, whatever you want to call it, whatever symptom that might manifest is really indicating an imbalance and a poor level of craftsmanship and a misunderstanding of the person, of their own metabolism, and of the metabolism of the person they're making the drink for, if it's in a retail environment. So on top of all that, it could be just too many flavors. So if you just are stacking, let's say, lucuma, cacao, maca, vanilla bean, and then you add a little cinnamon, a little agave, a little honey, a little stevia, and then you add in, 5 herbs, and you add in, a bunch of fats, a bunch of coconut oil, a bunch of protein powders, and just all those flavors you drink it, and it's just like getting beat up. It's like you're just punching yourself in the face, and you don't really know how to handle it, and your body's not really sure where to go, what to do with it, and it's just being pulled in all these, different directions. So that's the first thing, is too many flavors, and then within that is just maybe too many herbs, maybe too many different ingredients that are trying to pull the body in all these different directions. Maybe on one hand you have a really stimulating herb, then you have really calming herbs, and then you have really adaptogenic herbs, and then you have really just nourishing food herbs. You have all these things that are just all over the place and pulling the body in all these weird directions, which typically causes indigestion and a poor result and a really undermined and suboptimal effect and result after the person actually consumes the elixir. And typically this is happening because we're really lucky right now, and we have just tons of ingredients that are really awesome, that taste good, that are fun, that make us feel great, and sometimes we just want to throw them all in, which I totally understand and relate to because I did that for so many years and wasted a lot of money, upset my stomach a lot, gave myself a lot of indigestion, and probably sometimes did more harm than good. So it's important to really just simplify and keep things, at a really peak functional level. Because sometimes less is more. So how you do that is you start with the end in mind. You don't walk in and say, okay, I have 30 ingredients and they're all awesome and they're all good for me, so if I throw them all together, then it's just going to be the greatest thing ever, which is not really the case. And if you've ever done that, you know that it really doesn't feel that great and it really doesn't pan out, because in the back of your mind you're like, I thought this stuff was supposed to be really awesome, but I feel worse, and what's coming out of me is not very good either. So maybe this stuff doesn't really work, but really what it is just poor application and poor usage. So again, simplify and start with your end in mind. Are you trying to nourish this one thing? Are you trying to just feed yourself? Are you trying to just relax? And just pick a few things. Okay, I know my metabolism is protein based. I know I need just a little amount of sweet. I know I don't really need any stimulation today, but I know I need some cheese. So okay, I'll add some adaptogens in there. Okay, I need some protein. Okay, I add that in there. Okay, I want it to taste good. So I'm going to add some vanilla, maybe a little stevia, maybe a little honey. Okay, well, I need some fat for my metabolism, kind of cream the drink up. Okay, put a little fat. Okay, simplify. Get your objective completed. It tastes good. It's simple. It's nourishing. And the actual, visceral, somatic effect that you're wanting to create in your body is achieved because the body's not confused by all of these different things that are taking in all these different directions. And if you see people post, oh, this elixir this or this elixir that, or I just made this creation, and they take, Western herbs over here, which may or may not be tonic herbs, Amazonian herbs over here, which may or may not actually be tonics, some Chinese tonic herbs here, then maybe some remedial herbs here, and they just throw it all in together and think, wow, I just got this amazing elixir, this amazing creation, which is awesome that we have so many different things that we can pull from and put together, but really it's not always the best application and the best usage that will actually create the result that we're wanting to create. So that's one of the main mistakes that I see people making when it comes to making elixirs. So hopefully you know better now to keep things simple, to keep things optimized, and to start with your end in mind and just find out what works for you and fine tune from there. So if you have any questions or comments, post them below, and I'll talk to you soon.